Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Good.
It's a happy Friday, right? Because first thing is payday. That makes some people happy, right? So this morning you got up with a great mindset because you probably had some money in the bank, right? So it made you happy. So today we're going to talk a little bit about reset the mind. Could somebody grab that for me? Okay, you got it. All right, the objective of this is to reframe the mindset, and we want to make a building ownership culture, and how we do this through strengthening communication and a safety culture, of course. Next. All right, the first thing is resetting the mind. This morning you had a good mindset, right? Yesterday morning, did you have a bad mindset? It all depends on how you get up in the morning time, right? Because a lot of negativity starts to happen when you wake up in the morning time. If you wake up and you get up and you're groggy and you say, man, I really don't want to go to work, what's the chance of you having a great day at work that day? It's very slim. But if you get up in the morning time and you say, act like it's payday every day, you know what's going to happen? You're going to be fired up when you get here because you're going to be ready to get off to go do some things, you know? And so a lot of times we need to reset the mind. You have to do this daily because you know what? Sometimes we get in a rut and we continue to say, man, that's terrible, that's terrible, that's terrible. But we have to change the way we look at things. If we don't never change the way we look at things, then we never can change our mindset. So a lot of times the old mindset, that's not my job, and you'll start to hear me say this a lot. I own my impact because impact means so much. Either it's negative or positive, either way. And if you have a neutral, that's just a non-response, right? That means you didn't tilt the scales one way or other. So I don't want to mess up. I learn through action, right? If you mess up, at least come to us and say, hey, you know what? I made a mistake. I learned from this mistake. We love to hear that. We hate you had a mistake because it's going to cause some kind of problem for us, but we love the ownership culture of that. Just come out and say, hey, you know what? I understand what I did wrong, and you know what? We'll try to countermeasure it and do some things, but you know what? It makes us understand how problems happen. We've always done it that way. Wow, we get stuck in this a lot, right? Even at your house, you do the same things repeatedly, right? Normally you wake up at the same time every day, no matter if wash in or whatever. You sleep a little later, but you're a creature of habits. You're a creature of habits. Me too. I'm waiting for direction. I take initiative. That's the key one around here. Because you know what? So many times the line goes down. What's the total opposite of that? The next opposite is trying to figure out what the problem is, right? Trying to look for a solution. If not, when maintenance comes over there and say, hey, David, you know what? Man, the stopper come down a little crooked, and then when it pressed, we had some sensor issues after then. It could have knocked the sensor off. That helps out a lot. When they come there and I don't know, that's not taking very good initiative, okay? It's not my fault, but I take responsibility. We have to do that a lot. And when you become a supervisor, a team leader, you know what? It's a teamwork thing. You don't really have to do nothing wrong, but you know what? This is my team. I take ownership of it. Everything's not going to be good all the time. I don't have the time. I prioritize what matters to me. That is another key one that we talk about in the 7 Habits classes. And everybody knows whatever you prioritize, you'll make time for. Next. Building ownership. People repeat what gets rewarded, so reward the mindset, not just the metrics. Okay, I think about my little puppy when I think about this, right? Because you know what? I got these little snacks, and let me tell you, if I even go toward that bag, he's already sitting down because he knows my next words is sit. So he don't care. He's already whacked. So I think of that a lot like human beings, because we all like to get rewarded, right? Because it's nothing better than a better feeling when you get a quality award, and then you can feel the happiness come out of a person. I've never saw nobody come up here and say, oh man, you know what? This don't feel good, or be sad about it. Sometimes they're nervous about getting their picture taken, or they have many other different feelings, but most time it's a feeling of self-pride whenever they come up here. because they're getting rewarded for the good deeds they have done. The first thing is clarifying roles and expectations. A lot of times we get into something called, that's not my job, that's QC job, right? That's not my job, that's safety's job. But we have to build an ownership culture, because that's all of our jobs. Initiative people and involve people in decision making. That's very important also, because your opinion to us is very, very important. We have to know your opinion, because you're the owner of the machine. You the one who operates it every day. You tell us, you're the master. And then after that, we make some countermeasures according to what you actually do. The model of ownership from the top. Like yesterday, when we walked around, we had some people not wearing side shields and stuff on their safety glasses. That's not a leadership from the top down. Everybody has to do the right things all the time. If you don't, that's a big problem. That means your employee, Miss Sandra, if she sees me walking around without my safety glasses on, what's the odds of Miss Sandra wearing her safety glasses? Pretty slim. So we have to drive that from the top down. Create ownership rituals, visual boards, show who's leading what. When you go in a store, what usually happens? Everybody goes in a store and you look up there and it says something about an age, right? And then it tells you who usually to talk to if you got a problem with this, because they want you to know they got somebody in charge of this age thing. Reward ownership, not just results. Next. Strengthening communication. Be clear and concise. And so many times I think as we being managers, supervisors, team leaders, we're not clear and concise. You ever been out there, and now I laugh about it, but I've done this before too in my life. Because when you get out there, you got a brand new team member. Boy, you fired up about this line. You got so many other things going on. You like, man, I got to go down here and get them parts for MQ. I got to come back. So you know what? I'm going to go over here and train this young lady. I get over, hey, this is how you do it. You hit these buttons right here, you come up here and you hit A, B, C, and then you come back here and load 3 parts, and then you hit these buttons. You got it? And they sitting there like, and then you're like, then you leave. You're gone. Then you come back an hour later, hey, why ain't y'all made any production? Man, that girl didn't get it down there. Why? You didn't speak the same language she was speaking, because you wasn't like that either. You remember the first time somebody ever just went over your head with something at Washington? You was like, man, that don't even make sense to me. And then about 2 weeks later, you started catching up with it, you know. So we need to speak the same language, because if we're on 2 different levels, it makes a big impact. Practice active listening. That's something else we all need to do. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Listen to understand what the next person is saying.
That's right. That's coming out of the 7 Habits classes. Listen first. Make sure you understand. And I'm guilty, because a lot of times I'm ready to cut you off in the middle of a sentence, because you know what? I done thought about my question. I want to know the answer to it. And I never probably heard the last part of your statement, because I'm so busy involved in the first part of the statement of the quote. Invite and give feedback. Ask how. Get your feedback. It's very, very important. The suggestion box up front, put some suggestions in there. If you get 10% of them, you know what? You've accomplished something. But if you don't put anything in there, what kind of results you going to get? 0. Use stories and analogies. Some people are really great at storytelling, right? Some people are not. But usually people that tell a lot of stories, you know what? They can get you to follow behind them. They can get pictures and ideas of how things go. Adapt to your audience. You don't go try to sell ice cream to a weight loss clinic, do you? That'd be insane. So adapt to them, because you know what? Everybody may not be on the same level. Some people can actually read books a lot. Some people have to go over there and be hands-on. Some people have to be hands-on and hear it. So you kind of have to adapt to them. So always adapt to your audience. Next. The next thing is, in creating this ownership, we want your ownership of safety. Safety's everyone in here, right? Why do we do this? We want to go home to our kids, right? If you don't have kids, you want to go home to your wife. If you don't have a wife, you want to go home to your mother. You've always got somebody looking out for you. No matter even the worst day of your life, somebody still cares about you. So it's very, very important, because it only takes one mistake that you're going to impact somebody else in your life. So always take ownership. When you see somebody doing something that's not safety oriented, then go up to them and say, hey, that's not the correct way to do it. You don't have to be mean about it. You can tell them the why. Tell them why it's not good for them. I'm sure there's some people already understand, but you know what? They could be having a bad day, and you could actually save them from having a negative impact. Because sometimes we don't think about what the next step. Sometimes when we're having a bad day, our mind gets a little clouded because maybe somebody's sick in our family and we forget about locking out. Then the next thing, we go into cell and we get seriously hurt. So sometimes just remind them, okay? Because we want an ownership of safety, quality, and Washington pride. Anybody got any questions?
Hey, good morning. Hope everybody's having a great day. I know y'all looking for the weekend. I know you are. I can look at you. I can see it in your eyes. Right? But I hope you have a good weekend. One of the things is we've had a great week. I've had a good week. I've really enjoyed working with you this week. We've accomplished some really great things this week. I was just trying to put a list together of a lot of things that we've done this week as a team. Earlier this week, Mr. Floyd, he did a quality inspection points presentation for us. Over in Plant 2, we had a couple of gimbal walk reviews that were really good. So we talked with the team over there about safety, quality, and some different things, and we came up with some really good ideas about some things that we could improve over in Plant 2. We talked about roles and responsibilities of proactive team leaders this week. Yesterday we had a really good materials management presentation. Materials team helped us really understand about how the product flows and different things within the facility. Yesterday we had our first safety walk. I thought it was really, really good. Opened up the eyes not only to myself and to the team, but it also opened the eyes up to the associates on the floor. Had folks coming to me asking, what are you doing? Again, that's what we want. We want awareness. We want to open the eyes up about how do we think about, Mr. Russell just talked to us about safety culture. How do we create a safety culture? Been having our 7 habits class, and oh, have I really enjoyed those. I hope those have been great for everybody. Today we're going to have our first safety culture focus group meeting over in Plant 2 today. I want to sit down with some of the production associates and think about how can you help us to build a safety culture here within Washington, where we're going to have that today. And oh, by the way, we built some quality automotive parts this week, right? So we've accomplished so much this week, and I appreciate your participation, appreciate your input and everything that we've done this week, and it just fires me up. Can't wait to go home for the weekend, but it fires me up about coming back next week and doing a lot of the same things and accomplishing a lot of new things that we work on as we continue to build a world-class culture here within Washington, America. Before I leave you today, last week I asked you a question. Did you make a difference? Right? Did you make a difference last week? Did you make a difference this week? I want you to think just a little bit about, did I make a difference? Did you make someone smile? Did you shake someone's hand? Did you open a door for someone this week? As Mr. Russell talked to us a little bit about today, did you just listen? Did you encourage someone? Did you tell someone, good job? Did you help someone celebrate a win? Did you share your knowledge and your skills with someone this week? Did you say, have a great day? All right? So again, think about, did you make a difference? Did you make a difference in someone's life this week? If you didn't, I encourage you to make a difference next week. All right? Again, thank you so much. Appreciate your help and your participation in everything that we're doing here, again, to create a world-class organization. Has anybody got anything else? Last thing is 7 Habits class today, my group C. That'll be at 1:15, and that'll be habits 6 and 7. All right. Anybody got anything? All right. As always, have your best day ever. Thank you. Have a great day.